Activate.
So what exactly are we activating again?
Oh
Are we
my
activating,
god, Pally. You missed
Are we
it.
activating ourselves, or are we activating...
What a faggot.
Yeah, just don't sync him. I mean, you can sync him with the visuals, I guess.
But I started talking the same thing, so it still syncs.
So what's up, gamers?
Okay, Budo, so why have you
Yes.
canceled the last 4.5 podcasts?
What do you mean? I'm not the one. You're joking. You're actually.
We have all been here, and we have all been waiting, and
Yeah,
then...
yeah, right.
and
You
you're
never,
just
you're
nowhere to
never
be
a sleeper,
found.
right? You never sleep. You don't sleep. That doesn't happen.
I never sleep when I need to be doing something.
Uh-huh,
This is true.
Define need.
Thinkies.
Alright, so what are you asking me how I'm doing and what I've been up to?
You can read the subcontext. Thank you.
Yes. So, I'm doing great. Thank you. What about you?
I'm very sad because Belle Delphine got arrested.
Oh yeah,
And she hasn't updated her Patreon in like 2 months. And I'm...
So, I saw she got arrested. Did she get arrested because of the whole bathwater thing?
I don't know. No, she just posted to Twitter, like, I think yesterday, last night or something, that she got arrested. It was like speculation, but then she actually put it out there.
Do
And there was... I don't think we have any... I didn't watch the HP podcast if they gave any reasons as to why, but she hasn't given any reasons.
Were you one of her patrons?
No,
Obviously.
that was a meme.
Yeah, sure thing, dude.
Rip.
Obviously, I mean, it's probably got to do with the whole bathwater thing.
I mean, I think you're like her halludes, or you have to pay $100 for halludes, and I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, no, it's not. What the hell?
There's plenty of other e-girls that are out there, so that are not $100.
That's ridiculous, man.
And she has like 2,000 patrons last time I saw, so it's like, you know,
Like for
she's
$100
plenty
bucks,
rich.
for $100, you can get a few blowjobs. Why get lewds?
What if she just didn't pay her taxes? Thinkies.
It's gotta be because of the bathwater thing. People got herpes from it, didn't they?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure some people got sick.
Pretty sure that was a meme.
I'm not.
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
Sure.
Can it survive that long?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'd be interested to see. Would be like it's possible it's got some like maybe she's got one of those. You know, it's like the story with the is it the IRS about private Snapchats and whatnot. Maybe it's one of those. Could be one of those.
Well, she's in the UK, so I don't know if it's the same thing in there.
So it wouldn't be the IRS, but it would be something else. Maybe
If they did get catgirl AIDS, then they deserve it for being so retarded.
Yeah, I mean, you don't drink your own bathwater, right? Why would you drink someone else's?
You don't know that.
Well, I'm saying if you don't, why would you drink someone else's? But if you do, then I mean, I guess that's understandable. But the people who are buying her bathwater probably don't take baths, so...
See, okay.
Maybe they kept it and they're the ones who died it.
Can you just... Okay, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. I like being the devil's advocate. Just please, just don't make fun of people that you genuinely don't know. You're just strawmanning them. There are people who bought that shit. First of all, there are some that bought it ironically, which is retarded because they are retarded pretending not to be retarded. Fair enough. But there are some people that have probably had, that are probably in a dark place and have been hooked on e-girls and are in a terrible place and you're insulting them. I don't think that's very productive. Make fun of retards that pretend to be intelligent, sure, but some people are just desperate.
I'm not retarded. I'm just pretending. Diva Gremlin.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she had food poisoning, which contributed to her absence. And then her store went offline, her online store.
Oh, so it's probably got to do something with that. It's probably
it might be something with the bathwater.
Or her store in general.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be something.
What did she? I don't even know what
business
she sold. What did she sell in her store?
I don't know. I thought you were
Merch.
like, wouldn't you know?
I told that was a meme. I don't actually know.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I believe you.
I mean, I checked her Patreon
Mm-hmm.
after I saw the update of her
Yes.
being arrested
Of course.
to see if it was still up, and for this segment because I needed something to say.
Relieved.
It's as if maybe we planned things ahead of time instead of just waiting until we need to be there, right?
What do you mean?
You know,
Okay,
all
what-
comedy is planned. You know, there's nothing off the cuff that's really good.
Yeah, that just doesn't happen, right? Everything is planned. It's God's plan. It's Ray's plan.
I need to find more Ray pics.
Yeah, you wanna you wanna.
Yeah, I saw
trigger-
that hoodie and I was like, that looked really good. So I tried searching it because the person
Weeps.
who showed it, they only showed the picture. They didn't give a link or anything. So I searched it, and then its normal price is $89, but then its sale price is $29. And I'm sorry, like if there's a sale price of more than 75% for like clothing's, like licensed clothing, yeah, that's not real. And it's probably a scam site.
Mhm.
And only retards get scammed by that. And I'm not a retard.
No, you're not.
Although
All
it's
Japan exports are a
$25.
scam.
Yeah. But $25 for it would be cool.
I think I'm supposed to get my Pewds merch. I don't know. Like I think it was supposed to get shipped. Like I think the shipping is today, so I don't know how long the shipping takes.
I need to get some Pewds merch.
Dude, I got the 90 million merch because it's got the 0 deaths on it, and I really like that. And I got the pink hoodie because I like pink.
That's a
And
good
I-
reason to buy something.
Yeah, I really like pink. I mean,
So we didn't answer the question. How long are these going to be? Before we get into anything,
what?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
I'm confused. I don't understand your question.
how long are the Pawcats gonna be? Because
Not too long.
Budo, are you there? Did you hear the
Yes.
question?
What question? Not too long, hopefully.
Because our typical run was what, 2 hours? Is that too long?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I don't. 2 hours is too. 1.5. That's kind of okay, I guess.
Because we're at 10 minutes now.
Oh my God. Time is running out.
What? That's like 9%.
You can't push it underground.
5%. Hold on, it should be like 5% of our runtime.
You need
No.
to increase your stamina.
No, it's not 5%. You can't fucking count, you retard. It's 1 in 12.
Same difference.
That's like 6%. 6, 7.
Wait, same difference.
7. Wait. 7, 8. Okay, more like 8.
I said 6, and then I said 9. I was like, oh wait, maybe that's too high.
Yeah, it's 8 something.
Whatever. I was close enough. I was with whatever. But anyway, so you want to do an hour and a half? Is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that means we can't have this downtime because that's just wasted. That's just
Yeah,
wasted
yeah,
time.
yeah. I have a fucking banjo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where you've been? You've been
Yeah.
You've been laying with the banjo instead of
Yeah,
hanging out
right.
with us.
Laying with the banjo. That's what I've been doing. Yeah. I'm playing it with my fingers.
Well, I mean,
I'm touching
yeah,
it.
that was kind of like a 3-layer joke right there, but
Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Well,
It's
it's
for the
got
big-
5
It's
strings.
for the big brains.
Me confused.
Yeah, no. See, the good thing about good jokes is
The
that.
Spooks to watch the Baba Spook, so he was playing with his banjo kazooie.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a kazoo actually. Like they had a kazoo box, but no kazoo in it. My mom wanted to get one. So yeah, I've been playing the banjo.
Are you going to become the kazoo kid?
Probably not because I'm already too old, and I think time only flows in one direction. So I'm probably not gonna become a kid.
You just have to shave your hair.
H.M.
Yeah, the banjo is really cool. I think like I've been practicing pretty hard, and I'm actually getting decently good at it.
Are you going to place a clip?
Sure. Give me a second.
What a noob, doesn't even have his things prepared for the Pawcats. Diva Gremlin.
He had 11 hours to prepare, and then he comes here and has nothing. Typical Embudo. I had something to talk about. While
How
he's
about more lolly stuff?
Yeah, we can talk about lollies and how they're not illegal because it's a drawing.
Faggot.
I don't know if that's an opinion that should be out there though. I might get canceled before I'm anything.
This anime was a mistake.
Just don't do inappropriate things with the lollies. It's that easy.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're back. Welcome back.
Hold on.
Spaghetti.
It's okay. You're under pressure. It happens. Yeah, playing in front of your friends makes you nervous.
Play faster, boy.
You just just record a
X3.
video. Record a video. This is what you do. You set up a video camera that with a motion sensor, right? And then you leave it there for like a week because you're gonna forget about it. And then you start playing when you think no one's watching. And there you go. So does your mom just think you're bad at everything then because that you mess up when you're around her? Oh well, she can hear you from across the room when you're practicing alone, right? But how does she know you're not just playing like a recording? But can you? You know, hearing through all the distortion. How do we know you're not playing through a recording right now? I bet I can find that banjo clip right now that you're playing.
Kitty.
For some reason, I typed in "bad banjo" into YouTube, and then it's showing a related video of a Steven Universe review. What? YouTube's algorithm is Anyway, that was a lovely tune you played for us in Budo.
Fuck you, I'm bad.
Your practice is going extremely well, it seems, and you've had that for like 3 days.
When are you going to write your own song?
Technically, I already am. A bit that you heard there was something I guess, written. Something I came up with. I mean, it's whatever.
Did you have you studied music theory any, or is it just because you played?
I did study music theory when I was a kid, but like I'd say it's fairly irrelevant today. Most of what I know I've learned, like most of what I use today, I haven't learned in music theory at all, except for
Of course he studied theory. He's mad Pat.
forehead. I kind of want to learn more theory though. Musical theory. I think that would really help. But I don't know. I'm not a composer. I'm not a writer. I just like playing. But I've written a few songs, right? They're on my SoundCloud, by the way. SoundCloud.com/Buddha.
Who's this SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, you piece of shit.
I'd like to meet Clyde. He sounds.
Yeah, you won't because you're gay.
When are you going to make music for video games?
When you ask me.
Thinkies.
Well, I'm gonna make music for anime pretty soon.
Wow. We.
No, you.
Which anime?
It's a thing.
That's pretty cool.
It's a very how would I put it? It's an independent anime studio that's requested my assistance.
Oh yeah. Are you allowed to give information, or is that top secret?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, wouldn't you have signed a contract saying whether or not you should give information?
Well, I don't have a contract, but
Must sound like a pretty desperate anime studio.
knowing the producer, I should probably keep it to myself for now. Knowing the producer, because the producer is that really annoying person that if like
Wow.
any
Fucking NDA.
if any private info comes out too early, like the producer just gets so annoyed about everything. And the producer, she's really unforgiving. So I don't want to mess up. So I'm not gonna say anything because she's a piece of shit.
Is it Zai's?
For legal reasons, no.
Wow. What a way to talk about an employer.
You're not paying me.
Diva Gremlin.
Wow, I can't imagine Zai's wanting banjo music in her anime
No, it wouldn't be banjo.
about sexy weebs.
Did you put the words sexy and weeb together in a sentence?
Well, in this context, weebs is referring to the weeb characters in the anime.
Oh. No, the characters can't. I mean, if the look, if
My anime isn't going to be cringe, no.
yes, sure thing, Zeiss, sure. You keep
Anime
telling
is
yourself
inherently
that.
cringe.
Yeah, otherwise it's just not an anime, it's a cartoon, which is also cringe.
I mean, isn't everything a little cringe? So,
Your mom's cringe.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You just got to see that you was in a theater, watching a spectacle. Ooh.
Ooh, woo. Speaking of theater, segue, I'm gonna watch the Joker. it hasn't come out yet here in France. It's gonna come out in 2 days.
Don't get incel violenced killed.
I mean, if anything, I'd be the one killing people. So
Yeah, well,
I'm probably like just in terms.
Clown world.
Dude. Here's. I love this. Right. So, there's this idea that there is a very low probability that there's a terrorist in your plane, right? What are the odds that there would be 2 terrorists in your plane, like randomly, completely unaffiliated? Super low odds, right? Almost impossible. Well, then you just have to be the terrorist, and you're basically sure that there won't be another terrorist in your plane. So basically, this is the same.
I don't think that's how it works.
Shut
The
up.
same as the birthday paradox.
That's a decent point. But even with
About 23.
even with the birthday paradox, it's not like there is a terrorist in a. It's not like there's gonna be an incel shooting per year in each cinema. Like that's not how it works. But yeah, the birthday paradox would apply, but it's much lower odds than having a birthday, because the odds of you having your birthday today is 1 in 365, but the odds of a shooting happening at a screening are much lower than that.
Well, Paris already had a thing in a theater a few years ago, right? Monkas.
What?
Terrorists have something everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Did I show you guys the video of that kid doing a Fortnite dance while being shot at in some Iraqi war?
I want to see it.
Speaking of terrorists, I should say.
Please share.
Don't remember. I don't know if it was on YouTube. I don't know if it's still up. It only had like 200 views. Oh, it's a PUBG dance, but same difference. It's still up. Gamers are being oppressed.
Should have been T-posing.
Gamers are fighting on the front lines, and we get no respect. You can't see it because the guy in front of him, or I guess behind him.
Dude, one day I'm gonna be in front of the president, and I'm just gonna T-pose him.
T-pose is a big power move.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, either I get arrested or I become the president.
I don't. If you T-pose within certain distance of the president, you gain their authority.
Yeah, exactly.
He posed while wearing not a hijab.
Oh, by the way, it's Spooktober soon, right? So I think I'm gonna dress up as a cowboy. Dude, wait. Okay, so hold on.
Spooky ween.
So cowboys don't play the banjo, do they?
I think the
Not
banjo.
really. Yeah, the banjo came later.
Well, the banjo is like wasn't a Western thing. It's like a southern thing, and then
Yeah.
like, cowboy isn't considered southern, even though like they were in Texas and stuff.
Well, they weren't just Texas, though. It's more of a Western.
Well, like what I'm saying, when the cowboys like expanded, they were in like the South. They were in the Southwest, but they weren't considered the South. Like the South is on
half
the east
of America.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, the South is half of it. Okay.
Well,
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Because like the South represents like the southeast of the U.S., not the Southwest. Not. Yeah.
You make sense. Don't worry. Are you gonna dress up as a cat girl's eyes?
I thought we were all dressing up as cat girls.
What?
Yeah,
I guessed.
wasn't that the plan? Cat
Nope.
girls?
Nope.
Were you not
Nope.
there during the last meeting?
What?
Size, you remember, right? We were talking about we're gonna dress up as cat girls, all of us.
We never discussed this.
Oh, maybe because you didn't show up.
Sure. Sure.
Um, I
I'm the
stopped
only
dressing
one.
up when I was like 10.
I'm the only
Yeah.
one here that actually dares pressing the call button.
Well,
Like, I'm the
that's
only one.
That's like a precedent thing. Like, you've done it each time, so we just expect
Because
you to do it again.
because historically, you guys are the ones not showing up, so I have to make the move. Otherwise, I just wait for you eternally. Because you guys sleep.
Well,
I going to dress up as a journalist. So I going to have a white face and red lips and rainbow hair and a red nose and make balloon animals.
That's
And then I'm going to say retarded things.
that's a terrifying costume.
you guys know
It's very
you
offensive.
guys know the
too.
clown meme where the guy's like sitting at a desk or whatever, and he's dressed up as a clown. Apparently he's sitting in one of those super expensive chairs. Have you seen that meme?
No.
Fear me. For I speak the truths.
What truths?
The journalistic truths.
She speaks her truths.
Oh. Oh, so like when I say that Ray is God, that's my truth, right?
That's your truth.
The Herman Miller chair.
Okay.
No one can take your truth.
Yep. Well, I mean, don't say that. Sounds like famous last words to me. I'm pretty sure if you try hard enough, you can do. I'm pretty sure it's happened.
Your truth that you like teenage anime girls.
Also, Coney on Twitter, she's a pretty cool person. You should follow them.
There are women your age, you know. Lots of them.
Yes. Oh, we just hired 2 new girls at the office. And I guess one of them is kind of cute.
Smash them.
Meh.
With a hammer.
Oh, okay.
With your feet.
Teach them how to play Pikachu.
Oh, that that one. Yes, I seen it. It's really good. It's funnies.
No, but then look at this.
Holy shit! Are you kidding?
That's the
Is that
chair
actually the one?
It
Holy
looks like it.
shit. That's crazy.
So it's like everyone uses this guy as an image as a person being a clown, but then he was clowning on us the whole time because he was rich.
That's epic, gamers.
This is clown season, right? So, with that, have you seen It Chapter 2? If you
Nope,
haven't,
I
don't
haven't.
bother. It is horrible. The first It Chapter 1,
Clown month.
yeah, it's pretty good, but Chapter 2 is it's not worth your time. But
Oh, but spending an hour and a half talking to you about literally nothing, that's worth my time. Okay, I see.
yeah,
I see.
well, I guess since they're kind of equivalent, then I guess maybe you can go watch that instead. But no, I was
We
saying
done
like,
watched the first one this week.
Oh, spooks.
oh, like, well, that's like is that the new, like, what was it, like 2016 one, or is that like the classic one, the 19 whatever one?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see the old one.
To
Well, I don't know if I want to spoil it then.
No, don't, faggot.
Well, it's 'cause
I
the
already
we
know.
can swap to the old one then.
I already know.
I was
the
gonna
plot.
say I was gonna spoil the part 2 because it's like super bad and I don't recommend it to anybody.
To anyone,
To anybody.
anyone, buddy.
Yeah. No, never mind then.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you review the second one?
Like the first one I saw in theaters, it's pretty
Out
good.
of 10.
Oh, I have an idea.
And then
So
the second one, I don't think it was very good. I went with my brother and he fell asleep because it was so boring.
well, I mean,
X3.
Yeah.
X3. I
It
have an
looked nice,
idea.
but the whole movie was boring overall. Okay, but your idea?
Yeah, right. So you wanted to do a movie review, right?
Well, because we typically have watched a movie the day before we try to do the podcast. So why not just review whatever movie we just watched, right? Makes sense.
Okay.
Free content.
We can do that. I'm down to do that. But I just had an idea. We could also do a tier list of all the movies we've watched so far. Maybe that's a little too much. Maybe we do that next week.
Is this
That's a lot of movies.
Tier list resurgence?
Yeah, I like tier lists.
Tier lists have kind of died down recently.
It's not about the meme. It's just I like making them.
Yeah, true.
Because it's just fun. Okay,
Every 6 months we do a movie tier list.
Maybe every 3, because every 3 months would be like 12-ish movies. 14. That's already a lot of movies.
Rope.
I mean, I have a small brain, so you'll have to excuse me.
Can you remember
You'll
the
have to
first
indulge.
movie we watched?
No, because we started watching movies with Zeiss before we included you in.
Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, was that the first one? No. Wasn't it Antichrist? I think Antichrist was the first.
That was after.
Are you sure? Hold on, I should check. I'm gonna check. Can I check without doxing myself?
You're a doxer.
Yeah, like that. Okay.
Silence of the Lambs. Then Ghostbusters 2. Then Antichrist.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's probably.
Trust me.
I trust you. Yeah. Okay. So let's do a movie review of what we've seen.
Me members Minecraft caves.
Yeah. Big brain.
Big brain.
Used to remember Minecraft caves. That's really a good.
5,000 IQ.
That's
fair,
really a good
Minecraft
use of
caves
your
aren't that
energy.
complex. They haven't done the cave update, so you gotta give it some time.
And also that's a really good use of brain power right there. Minecraft.
I remember all the caves.
Well,
Why
cave
work
memory is
on
just-
it?
Since my
why
first world.
put in RAM storage, so
Why
it's
would
available
anyone work
space.
on something? Why would anyone work on something like a Zelda essay, for instance, when they can just remember Minecraft caves?
The question is, do you remember the Minecraft caves right now?
Because someone is also working on an anime.
Oh, that person must be a big weeb.
No.
Yep. Okay, let's do a movie review now. So, yesterday was Pally.
Doesn't even last after teenage anime girls.
What was yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday.
No, yeah, okay, the day before. What did we watch?
Did we watch a movie
Yes.
on
The
Saturday?
Baba Spook.
Yes, we did. You were a big sleeper, but we did watch a movie.
I don't remember. Oh wait, okay, sorry, I'm getting my memories mixed up.
Yeah, you can't remember Minecraft caves. Shaking SMH my head.
Well, no, I just remember the wrong game.
See? You guys are so retarded.
For some reason, I was thinking the last movie we watched was The Road.
No,
That was last week.
You're literally a week late.
I was like, wait a
Okay,
second, which movie did we watch? But yeah, the Babadook. I guess
The
because that
Baba's
movie did-
book.
that one really didn't. I don't know. It was okay. It didn't really leave an impression.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. So okay, give us what did you think about the movie?
I guess I'm the one with the biggest brain and the biggest dick in D's call.
Pally, what did you think of the movie of the Babadook?
Well,
X3.
maybe it's because I've just seen so many stories of a similar, similar kind of message, so it didn't really give me any other more feelings that I've already felt. So it's like,
What kind of message exactly?
well, it kind of felt like a message for depression, right? Depression and loss.
I
And
don't think
like,
it was depression
Yeah.
per se.
and like you can never get rid of it, but you just have to try to work with it. And
I
that
think guilt is more accurate.
guilt. I don't know about
Yes.
that.
Oh yeah, I mean she is guilt. Is it guilt ridden?
Well, I mean, maybe guilty like through the first half of the movie, but like at the towards the end, like you don't hold on to your guilt forever like that. Not
I
as
mean,
much as you
she
would
held on.
with depression or guilt, or not guilt, but maybe regret.
I'm pretty sure it was guilt. Anyways, I think this movie was trying to do too many things, to tell too many stories at once. Like, I have a small brain.
Also, the Baba Spook was not spooky at all. Like it was
Exactly. I told you that movie wasn't spooky.
I think if they did not show its face and like they had only shown her husband's face, it would have been a lot more effective. Like, cause in the children's book, it doesn't give a face. Like I think it gives like a kind of a really vague face, but they didn't have to actually put a face. Like they could have made it moving spookily and whatever, just never give it a face. But because they gave it a face, it kind of killed it for me.
So you're gonna tell me I'm a complete retard, and you're gonna be that's gonna be correct. But is the Babadook an actual children's book?
I think so. I don't know.
I actually don't know. I only know the movie. Hold on, let me check.
I don't think so.
Maybe it's just a meme.
All I see is that it's a movie.
Maybe there's the book that's from the movie was like a licensed book, so there's that. I don't think it was a movie. I don't think it was a property before the movie. It's an anagram for a bad book.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think honestly, so I think the movie was trying to tell too many stories at once. I wasn't really sure what the I struggled to follow the symbolism. Like, for you it was depression or grief. To me it was more like guilt and grief, and like, what does the child have to do with all that? I mean, it was weird. It was really weird. I struggled to really understand the message, and the end was kind of like, okay, I guess, you know. Like it felt like not much. Like it felt like nothing happened at the end.
Well, like I think the biggest thing, the most clear one is depression, because some people were saying, oh, it's been so long, why are you still on this thing? Or there was one person who was trying to reach out to her, the neighbor or whatever.
Well, I think it's depression caused by guilt. But it's not so much about the depression itself, more about the cause of the depression and the symptoms, of course. Yeah, like anxiety and stuff like that. But I think it's guilt more. I think it's. I mean, yeah, sure, I guess. It's weird.
I'm trying to think about, like, because she became the monster, right?
Yes.
So I'm thinking, like, why? I'm having trouble remembering the movie.
She let it in, monkey.
And also, I think the end means something like she's gonna have these dark thoughts forever.
Yeah.
But like, she has to tend to those dark thoughts.
Yeah. That's one thing I think is, like, depression. It's like you just have to work with it. She said it was good today, but you'll have to see later. It's one of those things that you have to constantly be working with.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Or could also just be like mental issues, right? Whatever mental problem you have, it's something that it might flare up eventually, and you just have to deal with it constantly.
Yeah, I actually quite like that. I think it's very accurate. I relate to it.
But there's just so many stories that I've watched before that are or read before that are similar to that. It's like this one didn't really impart anything new, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess. It would have been better if they didn't show the face of the Babadook, but
yeah, maybe.
Or maybe if they showed the face, it was like her husband's face or her face too. Either of those would have been much better than that, just that whatever guy.
The kid needed to have some more medieval weapons. That would have been more cooler. Happy face.
That's a good point. I think this movie takes a bit too long to get going, but I actually really like everything except, so like maybe the first third, like anything.
Definitely could use a better script editor.
Yeah, I guess.
It was kind of slow.
I think between the so maybe 30 minutes mark until 10 minutes before the end, I think was a really good movie. I mean, maybe 5 minutes, but I think really just the end just kind of disappointing. But I actually really liked a good portion of it. I really felt anxious with it. It was pretty good, and it
And I
wasn't.
didn't hate the child actor, so that's also a plus. Usually child actors
Yeah.
suck.
I mean, he was awkward, but the whole point of the kid is that he's awkward, so it worked pretty well.
Yeah, I think that probably helped him not be so painful to deal with, like, because that was his character.
Yeah, possibly. How do you get a kid to act? Well, just don't make him act. Honestly, I think it's a reasonable watch. I don't know if I think it's a good watch.
I mean, if you have nothing else to watch, it's something to watch. Okay.
No, I actually think it's, again, the first third is like so slow. I actually
don't remember what happened in the first third.
I don't either because I didn't watch it. I knew it would be slow and I just didn't bother watching it. I was watching a Hearthstone stream instead. A lot less boring.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You don't remember?
but that
I'd
You
was-
recommend
literally
watching
didn't
the first half hour at a time speed.
Yeah, kind of. Basically.
You don't
I
remember
mean,
the cave because you were never brave enough to go into the cave. SMH.
What do you mean? That was literally the second time I've seen the movie.
SMH.
Oh, and I've been to the cave.
The cave is
I
too
really
spooky.
have.
You couldn't watch it.
No. I really have.
You have to light up the cave because it's too spooky.
The Cave of Ordeals.
Speaking of caves. Oh, wait. What did you think of the movie's Eyes? Almost forgot.
Wasn't too spook. Could used better editing like I said.
I mean, for someone, so as someone who is easily spooked, I actually found it just the right amount of spook, where
If
I
you
was
never get
serious.
spooked, though, how do you know you're easily spooked?
I was spooked,
You were spooked by the Babadook?
like enough to feel a thrill. Yes. I'm easily spooked. I'm really easily spooked, and so that was, I actually enjoyed it. I actually found it spooky but not scary. So that was good. That was the right amount of spook, for me at least, because I'm a pussy.
Fair enough.
And I think Stephen King. How do you pronounce it in English? Is it Stephen or?
You could tell it
Stephen?
had pretty low budget, especially with the editing when they showed the face. They could used more creative methods of hiding the monster, but had him working in the background some more.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scenes where you're not really sure if he's in the room or like if she's crazy or those like I really got into it because I'm like, is she just like seeing things or is there actually a thing there? I really liked those scenes. There weren't enough of those, but I mean, I guess it's the kind of scene if you put too many of them, it kind of loses its punch.
Yeah, they should played with that more.
And I like the scene also. The scene
You're
where
talking
she
about like
watches
when
TV.
she was at the police station or when she was looking
Like-
into her neighbor's house?
Yes.
Was there another
and
one
when,
or was it just those
Yes,
two?
there was also in her own room. A couple times in her own room, and she was seeing and like clothes and stuff. Those were good scenes.
Well, I only remember those two, like, I don't know. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they could've
the
used
police.
more.
I really like the one in the police station. It's like I actually didn't remember that, and I was like, holy shit! I felt like holy shit. That's just get out. That was, yeah. And I really liked the actual book. I actually really liked it. Like, what was it? Something like when she after she burned it, something something something. I'll make you a bet. The more you deny, the stronger I get. I really really like that. It's the dragon that you don't. It's like the story of the tiny dragon, and like there's a kid and like there's a tiny dragon on his bed, and he's like, "Mommy, Daddy, there's a dragon on my bed," and they're like, "What dragon? There's no dragon." And then it goes on like that until the dragon is the size of the house, and then the parents are like, "Holy shit, a dragon!" That's basically the Babadook. The more you deny, the stronger I get. I really like that. And I also remember that, you know, at the scenes.
That's actually just a metapod for my dick.
Okay. And so I really liked. So I told you this story, but I'm gonna tell it here. So like there's this scene where she faces is being a big word, but yeah, she does. She faces the Babadook, right, in her own room, and the Babadook is sort of destroying her room, and it's hiding in the shadows. And she finally like she's acknowledging that it exists, and she asks, "What do you want?" And then the thing kind of calms down and stuff. And she
faces the darkness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yes, and she tries to bargain with it, to communicate with it, to bargain with it, to negotiate. And that reminds me of a dream that I've had a very long time, a few months ago. And it was a really powerful dream. And it was a nightmare, but not such a bad one. So in that nightmare, I'm in a haunted house, and I know, like, it's a mansion. It's like an abandoned hotel or something like that. And I'm with my mom. And like I'm going through dark corridors, and then I enter a corridor, and there's a door that closes right behind me, and like it's complete darkness, right? I'm suddenly stuck in a corridor, and it's complete darkness, and I don't see anything yet, but I know I'm just gonna die. I had to leave. And the very interesting thing is that multiple nights prior during the same month, I've had other dreams where I end up in a dark place and I sort of collapse on the ground and I start screaming and I wake up. But that time I didn't wake up. Instead, my mother came and actually dragged me out of that corridor. So that was the very first thing, is that my mother, in a sense, she saved me from the darkness and she got me back into our room. And then what happens is the monster actually followed us there. But there was light in our room. It was our room, and I could see the monster. And then I managed to fight the monster. But as I told you, like the monster had like this super long serpent, like it was kind of a lizard or a dragon. Had this super long neck with unbreakable scales, and it was extremely slow moving. But it was it was unstoppable. I couldn't move it. And so I managed to dodge it and struggle against it, and then I'm terrified out of my mind. I'm trying to fight it, and eventually I start noticing, wait, it's talking, it's saying things, and so I pay attention to what it's saying, and I'm like, like I understand what it's saying, and for a moment and there's a moment where I'd say, oh yeah, I understand what you mean that blah blah blah, and then the monster just vanished.
You should make a movie about it.
I think I was really into it, man. That was because that was the first. So first of all, that was the first nightmare where I was able to fight the monster, and the reason I was able to fight it is because I had my mother supporting me, right? Because the other dreams I've had where I end up in a dark place, I'm stuck in a dark place, I die, basically, right? I just wake up. But this time I didn't wake up.
You have to retry the level.
Basically, I retried it until I beat it, right? And I haven't had a dream like that in a very, 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 very long time. So I think I beat the level.
What experience did you gain?
That it's definitely worth listening to monsters.
Well, if the monster is coming from within you, it knows more than you do. Or it knows something that you don't.
Exactly. Well, that's not it, even without that piece of moral. It's just like, if you listen to the monster, it might just go away without hurting you. So Maybe that's worth trying, you know? Just for your own sake, right? Like, what would you rather do? Have a conversation or get eaten alive?
Is the snake's sharp and diligent eyes?
It had sharp teeth.
Sharp teeth are pretty cute. Not gonna lie.
They're not. You're crazy. Also a weeb. But it's okay, you've got size to support you. Between weebs.
How else is a girl supposed to bite you?
I mean, not by killing me. That isn't that the point of biting? That it doesn't kill you? Which is why sharp teeth are actually a bad thing, because then she can't bite you unless you die. Like, you die from it. Isn't that counterproductive? Unless you want to die, in which case, sure, fair enough, but you might as well just get a gun. Easier than getting a girlfriend. Especially one with sharp teeth.
But needs sharp teeth for that. As long as it's consensual.
To die. Yeah, okay, sure, fair enough. But how, like, isn't it super risky to get your dick sucked then?
Well, they're
That's
cute to
why
look
Jinx
at.
is hot.
See, this is the point where we run out of things to say.
Well, no, because the next topic is the politics topic.
Oh, I love a politics topic.
Just a few updates. Or we can talk about Minecraft, whichever one.
Let's go with politics.
Wow.
Clownetics.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
You don't like Minecraft anymore?
No, I'm keeping the best for the end. Keeping the best for last.
Yeah, they always say that when you know you don't want to talk about it. But anyway, no, I don't know what else. Oh, the Hong Kong thingy. Did you want to have we talked about that before?
Maybe we've mentioned it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. They're killing people.
Don't think so.
The police are killing people. How do you say police in Russian or in French?
In French.
Yeah.
Like in French costumes. With a beret and baguettes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How would you say police?
Police.
Say it?
Police.
Yeah, so kind of retardedly. Same thing.
Yes, it is the police. Whoop whoop, that's the sound of the police.
Is it spelled with a Z, right? And
No, it's exactly the same as in English.
that's lame. You guys gotta steal
You're
our
lame.
word.
It's not Polizei, like in German. And a Z. There's a Z.
Yeah.
Z, 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 Z. Politics. Z, 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 Z.
You know, I was what?
Sure.
It's because there's videos of the police shooting people there, and I was so surprised. Like they're using revolvers. I don't know. It's just I'm used to. I guess I'm used to the U.S. police having their fully automatic extended magazine Glock 19s. So when I see a police having like a 6-chamber revolver, it's like, wow, that's kind of like, where have they been the last 25 years? The gun advancements.
For some reason revolvers are their service weapon in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's like,
Pretty fucking spook.
yeah, it's weird.
I mean, do you want the government to arm their agents with assault rifles? Is that really such a good thing?
No, I don't know. It's like when I think of police with a revolver like that, it kind of feels like more of a almost kind of more intimidating. In a
Yeah,
way.
right. It's more intimidating, right? But I mean, a gun is still gonna kill you.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I don't know. It
But
feels
I
more-
get-
it feels more
I get your
cold than-
point.
I don't know how to say it.
I mean, in a country
Less
where
organized.
in a country where virtually any citizen can actually get his own assault rifle, then yes, it would make sense that the police would have assault rifles. Fair enough. I don't think Hong Kong is like that.
Yeah, So I guess whatever. But no, it's the first one of the first videos they were being shared around. Was like a group of protesters jumping one cop by who was by himself. At least the video starts that way. We don't know what was going on before. Like there was like 10 or 11 people on top of this cop beating him. Then the other cop pulls up and shoots him. And then as the protesters run off, they turn around and throw a Molotov to him. It's like, and they were saying the cops are wrong there, and you know, and a lot of the cases the cops are wrong. Like there was another video where a cop was trying to arrest somebody and like breaks his arm when he's on the ground. Like there are some things indefensible that those Hong Kong police are doing. I was talking to people like this is one instance where I think the police were okay in their actions, but it was pretty spook. The guy was shot in the shoulder from the last.
That'd be a great Halloween costume, a Hong Kong policeman.
Yeah, and speaking about Hong Kong, the NBA, one of the NBA teams managers had said to
Steve Gremlin.
Yeah, whatever his name is, said to stand with Hong Kong, and now like the China Basketball Association is cutting ties with the U.S. teams and they're canceling games.
I mean, whatever.
And now the NBA and that guy is releasing a statement. It's like, oh, we didn't mean it. So it's like, oh, that's kind of
spineless cowards.
That's kind of yikes.
It is big yikes.
You know, should we be associating with them if that's what they're doing? Like you try to say, hey, you know what you guys are doing is wrong. And
the problem is you're raising tensions, also, right? Like you don't want a third world war, do you? But there's actually, like, just imagine a few scenarios. It doesn't seem that insane that something like the Hong Kong revolts would actually lead into possibly a civil war, and that, you know, it's like, you remember the civil war in
well, it's just like, how much are we gonna let China get away with? You know, how much
exactly
we let, like, Saudi Arabia
like, okay,
and
so
Iran
you know
about
the revolt in, was it, I think, Cuba, right? In the in the 20th century, or was it the end of 19th century? I think it was the I don't remember exactly. It was under Roosevelt, right? And how?
Yeah, sure.
I believe, right? Correct me on that, size. You know, with the revolt in Havana.
You talking about like the Bay of Pig things?
Yes.
That was that wasn't Roosevelt. That was
no, not the Bay of Pigs. No, that was Kennedy, right?
Yeah, that was Kennedy.
Yeah, no, that's not the one. That's not the one.
The Muslim crisis. Is it before that?
Yes, the first instance of concentration camps. Pretty sure it was late 19th.
The first instance of concentration camps was in Turkey.
When?
Like 20 something.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Or maybe it was after that. Oh no, that was like that was when they invented the word concentration camp. Was in Turkey, when the Turkish people were imprisoning Muslims and Christians.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know much. I should learn about Turkey.
Anyways, you know, and speaking of Turkey, we'll get to that.
Hold on. Let me finish my. Let me finish. So it led into the Hispano-American War, because it was this whole deal over Cuba being colonized by Spain, I believe. And so there was a civil war. And the Americans, they were like, well, we kind of like revolutions, because we just kind of did a revolution about 100 years ago, so we kind of like freedom. And no, actually, that's what happened. And so initially it was a civil war, and then it became an actual war between countries. And so we've seen that happen.
War.
Yeah. And so something like the Hong Kong revolts, like, it could become a civil war and then become an actual conflict. Like, it easily could, because, like, there are people that are like the Chinese government and all the what's the word in English? Authoritarian countries will want to squash that revolt, but we who believe in freedom and burgers, we would rather see that revolt go through and see the fall of the authoritarian regime. So wouldn't be surprising that it at least creates. I mean, it's going to create tensions. The question is, how are they going to escalate? Because you never know with the Chinese, right? Like, they're pretty scary.
Well, they already have concentration camps, so like, how much are we gonna let
They
them get away
do,
with?
they do, right? But it's so far what we know is concentration camps for Muslims. Do we like Muslims that much? That was a joke. For legal reasons, that was a joke. Please don't make an article about me, Vox.
What were we saying? Oh, was there anything else to that?
No, that's pretty much it. My point was that a civil war can actually lead into a worldwide.
Yeah, I was
conflict.
thinking that when World War III is gonna start, it's gonna involve China mainly. You know, they're gonna do something. That either we just let them get away with it, or someone's got to do something about it.
Big Daddy Trump.
No, but
I don't. I probably not. I don't think Trump. It's not in Trump's. What's the word? Interest to start a war. Like, he's the last person that wants a war. He's a businessman, right? Things are good for him if things are good, right? Things that are smooth. I believe Hillary actually wanted to start a war, right?
Yeah, well, Trump actually.
I would imagine American and British and Korean spies are already there supporting the protests and riling up conflict to try to make more trouble for China. They just try not to get anywhere near the press and stuffs. Sneaky kitties.
Sneaky. Oh, you remember that video of a girl in American, I assume American girl in Hong Kong that's trying to explain to the people there that, oh, you shouldn't be revolting. You're trading. She's saying like, oh, you're trading security for freedom. What's that quote again? What's that quote from? Isn't it from Benjamin Franklin?
You care more about liberty than your safety.
Isn't it like someone who would trade freedom for liberty for security deserves neither? Isn't it something like that?
That sounds familiar. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Man, I love freedom.
Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.
Yeah. I love freedom. I genuinely do. You know, I'm starting to really understand the idea of, give me freedom or give me death. La liberté ou la mort, Like actually, I'm starting to understand. Starting to grow.
Isn't freedom in France just cutting off the heads of the elites?
Well,
You
sadly,
better be glad we were there to liberate you from Hitler.
So
no war.
So that's the problem with France, and we have a past that I'm personally quite ashamed of.
I think everybody does.
No, believe me, no.
I mean, like, every country has done horrible things.
Yeah, but no, in France we tend to be proud of that part. For some
you mean
fucking
cutting off
reason.
the heads?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yeah, right. I don't get it. It's like they forget the terror happened or something. Yeah, the French Revolution. I mean, I think it's like a mini version of the Russian Revolution, where it starts with a sentiment, like a desire for actual liberty and liberation, and then it ends up in a terror, right? Like an actual terror. That was the word. It was the terror.
Well, I think there's a big difference between the French one and
let
the
me
Russian
finish.
one.
Hold on, because the thing is, so there was this guy Robespierre, and basically his thought, well, like, he was in power at the time and after the revolution, and he was like, we need ideological purity, like some form of ideological purity. We need people to not support, like, we need people to be afraid to support the monarchy. And how do you do that? With the terror. The thing is, he pushed the terror to a point where if you complained about something like, even about trivial things, if you would complain about even trivial things, like say like the price for a loaf of bread or something like that, you would risk getting your head cut off, actually. And that's very and all of that is very reminiscent of the Russian Revolution, except it didn't take quite as good, but it was like a mini version of it. And so it seems to me like every revolution is bound to follow the same pattern, where it starts with a noble sentiment and then chaos just breeds those monsters, those monstrosities that good sentiments can't stop. That's why I don't support revolutions. I support the sentiment. I don't support the violence, because like I've never seen it end up well. I mean, you could argue America, but I'm not so sure about that. Maybe it's I don't actually know enough about the American Revolution to read. It seemed to have ended up okay. I mean, maybe it's the exception. Maybe it's like the miracle, but it doesn't seem to be the norm.
I don't know. I'm all for evolution as long as, I don't know. It's kind of hard, like, cause if
as long as they're peaceful.
Well, there was a line where you can say, okay, well, this is too far. We're gonna start fighting back. You know. And what China's doing, I think they're kind of at that point. You know, they're getting close.
Yes. Like there's a point where it's so bad that anything could be better than that.
But I don't know if when they get there to the capital, you know, they start cutting people's heads off. I don't know if that's maybe too far.
Well, because the problem is, I think the problem is when you start believing that the ends will justify the means. I think that's the mistake that's being done every single time, is that you believe the ends justify the means. Why are we cutting heads? Oh, to build a better future for our kids. Oh, and don't worry, when we are done, there won't be any beheadings anymore. Well...
Yeah.
I mean, they did have to end up beheading a few people, and then they kept beheading a few more people, and then it took a long time for the beheadings to actually stop. Like, I think it's that mistake. The ends justify the means. Maybe
well, if
the
there's
Americans...
no one else to complain that it happened, I guess it does, right? If everyone else who was gonna be sad about it is dead, then I guess whatever.
Well, maybe they've killed your husband.
Well, I'm saying
because
you're gay. Everyone associated with him is dead, so.
Yeah, but isn't everyone associated with someone?
Yeah, I guess that's true, but.
Like, you don't have... you don't have like two perfectly isolated crowds and you just kill you just kill the bad ones and it's fine, right?
Well, they can all just agree that we decide these people are bad, right? And everyone who says, oh no, they're not bad, then they get killed as well. It could be that way, where everyone's just in agreement.
Yeah, except no, because I can agree that you should behead bad people, but I would disagree that my brother was a bad person, for instance. In which case, that makes me a bad person, and then my brother thinks, well, I wasn't so bad, and you know, like that's.
What you means about not liking revolution? Scotland fighted against the English to get their freedom cause Mel Gibson was angry, and now we have cool characters like Captain Macmillan. I saw it in that documentary Braveheart. Revolutions is goods.
Revolutions the well of revolution can easily be poisoned by arrogance, because it breeds chaos, and chaos breeds arrogance. It's like trying to keep mold off of a fruit that's been there sitting in your kitchen for weeks. It's a miracle if you can keep it off, but it chaos breeds arrogance.
Yeah, especially what's happening in Hong Kong. It's true, because some people are just protesting and they want things to change, but then there are also the other, parts of the people who want to be part of the protesters who are throwing Molotov cocktails at the police.
Yeah, they're only escalating the conflict. It's not good. It's like if you start acting like the ends justify the means, then you're part of the even bigger problem. Like, you're actually even worse than your oppressors.
The cycle of revenge feeds into itself.
It's not even just that. It's kind of like that. It's the same idea, but it goes far beyond the idea of revenge. It doesn't even have to be a personal thing. It's more like, well, if you start, how would you say? Hold on, I need a translation. Hold on.
Just say the French word. We'll know it. We're smart.
Tricot.
That's a good Pokemon.
Trick or treat.
Knitting. When you with a Knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it knitting?
Yeah, knitting.
Okay, so it's like you knit starting with like violence, and so you're thinking the ends justify the means, and you're thinking, oh, I'm knitting this bad way at the start, but at the end it's gonna be good, right? I'm gonna finish this sweater correctly, even though I began the bad way, you know. But like actually no, because if you begin doing it the wrong way, it's gonna be even more difficult. It's gonna become more and more and more difficult over time to actually make it become to start knitting the right way. So if you start, like, that's the thing. If you believe the ends justify the means, then you're never gonna get to the ends.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, what you do today, especially on something as large scale as, social change, whatever you do today is going to echo out into time and history. And so if you start beheading people, well, the
let's just start
likelihood of
World
people
War III already, so we can get it over with. That's what I say. Because we all know it's gonna happen. Might as well start it now.
That's why we draft treaties and sign and agree to them after Civil War.
I really don't want to see World War III, man. Like, because it's not just gonna be about wars and killings and stuff, right? It's also gonna be about, like, imagine if World War II happened with the internet being a thing. Like, the internet just won't be usable for people like you and me. It just won't be usable.
Well, they're just gonna shut it down.
No, they won't turn it down. They'll use it against us.
Well, they're
Even if we
gonna shut
stop
off our
using it.
power.
No, it's not even about shutting it off. It's like they're gonna shove it. It's like we're bugged already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna shut off our power grid.
No. They're not. They're gonna keep the power on. It's more like data warfare, right? Because if everyone in a country is already bugged, all you need is to get that data.
Oh
if
my
you're
God.
if you're an enemy,
As soon as World War III starts, everyone's phone that they bought from China is gonna blow up. they were in it for the long game.
Blowing up, it's just, it's terrifying, man. Like an actual war at the
sure, the
digital
CIA
age.
Or someone said that we should stop buying phones from China because it was potentially bugged.
That's actually, I mean, here's the thing. You have to assume
it was going to be sending information back.
Right, but you have to assume that your phone is bugged. We actually have that thing in the networking where the assumption.
That's the policy I apply to all computers.
Like, there's this assumption in networking that any appliance that you purchase has backdoors in it. Any appliance that you purchase is going to be sending some data to whoever the manufacturer is. And so basically the question is, well, who would you rather send data to? Like, the Americans or the Chinese? Would you rather get Cisco or get Huawei? I would...
The Space Aliens.
I mean, I guess there's like Juniper or Alcatel or stuff like that, but so that's kind of the point. Is like you have to pick your poison, but you get to choose.
Yeah, it's all kind of messed up right now.
And so also one of the problems is, aside from the iPhone, and even that, like, there is no American phone, right? Even the iPhone is like Samsung parts. Samsung components.
No, they're the other one. It's I can't remember it. They're that company that had to like put nets in their buildings because people were killing themselves at work.
Is it OnePlus?
No, it's in China. The parts for the iPhone are being built in China, and they like treat the workers so poorly that they're killing themselves.
Yikes!
But
just change jobs, forehead. And yeah, well, like, man,
Just ask for a raise.
ask and you shall be given. Well, I'm not so sure the managers have read the Bible. No,
Tee.
it's really
Foxconn
scary.
is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
But
It's
apparently,
really
like
scary.
Samsung still uses Foxconn components too. So it's all the same.
I mean, they build a lot of their own components.
Wow. Fox News always making the world a worster place. Angry.
Injury.
Oh, and it's located in Taiwan, or should we say, Chinese Taipei. So, you know how it goes. It's China.
Oof. Also, on a lighter note, I hope, I've been working on a really cool project, so I've been telling you guys about it for quite a few months now, where I want to make a data center here at my place. But I've run into a few issues a few months ago that are related to the hardware that I'm working with and the software that's available on it. I'm not gonna go into too much details, trying to not dox myself, basically. But
You're already doxxed.
okay, but those issues have been fixed, and I've been making a lot of progress in the past like 4 days, 5 days, and hopefully, like it's not hopefully, is I'm gonna keep working on it, and well, hopefully. By the end of the month, I'll have my own dedicated servers here at home. So that would mean I'd finally have that private Mattermost server. For those of you who don't know, Mattermost is another alternative to Discord. It's like, imagine Discord, but you can actually host your own servers. That's Mattermost. Because obviously I don't want, like, the problem with Discord is that they sell your data. So they encrypt it, but then they sell it. So yeah.
Sleeps.
Yeah, kind of. So yeah. And I'm probably also gonna be buying, like, setting up a file server as well. Gonna be useful.
Are you gonna get Linus Tech Tips to come build your server?
So are you going to sell our data if we use your servers?
No, I'm probably not gonna do that. I actually, one really easy thing that you can do is just so what you do, you buy something like a Raspberry Pi, or you could buy any 4G router, really. Not even 4G router, you can buy, like, anything that does Wi-Fi. Even your phone could do, in theory. And, like, you go in a mall, and let's say the mall has, like, a Wi-Fi that's called mall_free Wi-Fi or something. What you can do is set up your own Wi-Fi that has the same name, and people are idiots and they'll click on it, and then what you do is you transit all of their data through your phones, and you gather all of that data, and you can just sell it. And they don't see a fucking thing. It's not even gonna hurt their the throughput. They're like, it's not gonna be any slower.
So to speak.
Yeah, kind of. But you can totally do that. It'd be super easy. Oh, also, I love how that reminds me of VPNs, because a lot of people genuinely don't know how a VPN actually protects their data. Which it's kind of, it does in a way. It's pretty powerful, but, like, it's definitely got limits. I've seen an interesting video, which kind of cringe, from a guy that's a channel named HOC Gaming. It used to be a Kerbal Space Program channel a long time ago, and now he's kind of back and doing these weird skits or things. I don't know. And he's made this video about VPNs. which was cringe and not really all that funny, but it got me thinking, like, people really genuinely don't know what the fuck a VPN is. Like, even the two of you, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so try to explain to me what a VPN is, and I'll see how accurate that is.
Hold on. Let me pull up my...
you
trying to remember those VPN provider ads to get...
You get extra points if you can explain to me why it's called a VPN.
The host, they take your data and they encrypt it with military-grade encryption. And then they send it to where you want to go, so no one knows who you are. That's how VPNs work.
Oh my god. You're memeing, right? Tell me you're memeing. Tell me you're memeing, please. I hope you're memeing.
I couldn't remember the exact script because they're all the same.
Oh, please tell me you're joking. No, I want an actual answer because that's just so much bullshit. The military-grade encryption. That's so retarded. You can get military-grade encryption for free. It's just called math. It's just called maths. It's literally just maths. It has nothing to do with being military. Yes, the military uses it because it's the best encryption and it's fucking simple. I can fucking code it. It's not hard. Okay, explain to me what a VPN is. Please, go on.
It's just what you're connecting the networks.
Can you repeat that?
You're connecting your network with someone else's network, but it's encrypted.
Yeah. Basically, yes. Basically, you're making a tunnel. So a tunnel you can't not see through between your home and someone else's computer. Basically, a connection, right? And it's when we say it's encrypted, what we mean is you can't see through the tunnel. You cannot see what's going through the tunnel. And by the way, the algorithms we use for that encryption, so there are a few algorithms, but the encryption itself is AES, which is advanced encryption scheme, I believe. And that's what's used in by the military. But AES is used literally in everything. Your web browser does AES. Your web browser currently does military-grade encryption. Wow. Yeah, because that's just the best encryption, and it's not really that hard.
Yeah, it's the full layman for the ad.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded. You call it military-grade encryption. Oh my god, like that's so cringe. But yeah, it's basically
because military invented the internet. That's why it's military grade. Diva Gremlin.
Oh, right. And so, the idea is, yeah, you're correct. It's just you, in a way, you expand your private network. Private network meaning like it's your home. You expand the network from your home up to someone else online. And then, like, let's say you go to Facebook. Well, then from Facebook's perspective, the connection to your account will not come from your your connection to your account. The connection to your account won't come from your usual from your residence. It won't come from your residence. It won't come from your personal IP address. Instead, it will come from the IP address of that VPN provider. And the idea is, like, a VPN is only really relevant if there are a lot of people using it. If there is no one using it, then it's literally useless. Because basically, I can see that there is a line between your home and a VPN, and I can see that there's a line between the VPN and Facebook. And so if there's only one person using the VPN, like, I know it's you, right? But if there's 1,000 people coming into the VPN and 1,000 people going out of the VPN.
Yeah, that's the idea of like the Tor network, because the CIA made that.
Yep.
And if
by the way, Tor doesn't.
What's that?
Tor doesn't really do anything anymore.
Yeah.
It like the nodes are well known, so it doesn't really work anymore. And yes, you're correct. The CIA actually made the Tor nodes available to the public because they were kind of like, well, yeah, sure, we're encrypted, but we're the only ones on the network, so it doesn't really work. And so that's how a VPN works, is because, like, basically the idea is just that we can't really know who you are. It's like you're wearing a mask when you browse the internet. But it. There
Masks
are still
are illegal.
No, you're illegal. Do you have your do you have your papers?
My truths are I'm illegal. I'm a legal person, not illegal person.
So when are you going to get us a VPN sponsorship, Emoto?
Uh,
Well, I don't know. I don't think anytime soon because he just laughs at their military grade encryption.
I mean the marketing thing,
X3.
the marketing stuff is it's kind of retarded. It's laughable, like actually laughable. But VPNs are actually quite a powerful tool. Now, do you need a VPN? I guess it's kind of useful. Again,
Yes.
it's like you're wearing a mask. It's like it's like Facebook has a harder time telling where you come from, right? And so yes, sure, fair enough. I don't use a VPN. I probably should, but I'd have to look into different providers, because basically, so the kind of pernicious thing about VPNs is, like I said, it's only relevant if a lot of people are using it, and so in theory, the biggest VPNs are the best ones because there are so many people using them already, and so it's kind of like that snowball effect.
It's not just gay book I want to keep my data from, but the police's too.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so I could, like, for instance, I can easily set up a VPN. Like, really easily. I just rent a virtual machine online. I set up, like, Open SSL or maybe some IPsec tunnel or something like that. And boom, I have a VPN. Right. But again, because I'm the only one using it, like, it's not actual... I'm not protecting privacy. The only thing VPN really does is protect privacy. It doesn't protect your passwords. It doesn't... It just protects privacy. But privacy and security are not exactly the same thing. And so it's not really a security matter as much as it's a privacy matter. It does I don't see exactly how it makes you more like you and your network more secure. I don't really see how. I mean, one way you could be more secure is if you use a proxy, but that's not the same as a VPN. A proxy is like someone else is doing things for you, and if they get hit, you don't get hit. But a VPN isn't that. It's just you're just using their address, but everything is still getting shipped back to you immediately.
They are the same and worthwhile if you're a normie and tech illiterate.
In technical terms, a VPN would be like a...
Better than nothing if you're in that position.
Yeah, right. But, like, in terms of... In technical terms, a VPN would be more on the layer 3 of the OSI model, while a proxy would be more like layer 7, so application layer. So a proxy is more powerful, kind of. Like, usually a proxy goes along with a VPN. Like, I'm not usually, it depends on the context. Like, on enterprise context, you usually have proxies, but I mean, that's a whole other mess. And sometimes people confuse, like, sometimes people confuse proxies for firewalls, but that makes sense because usually proxies are also firewalls, but they're not the same thing.
And that's our time.
Yeah, it is actually. Man, I love my job. I love networking. It's so much fun. So what do you guys think? Is Pally a weeb and a lolicon?
We didn't get to
Does
talk about how
Zeiss
the Kurds are
have
moving
a-
into Syria and are going to imprison more Muslims like they did in the... Hold on, I need to find that time frame. When...
But I thought you liked anime girls.
Also, I had a chuckle today. I told you about it. So I had a colleague who was like, oh, I wasn't... She was like, oh, I was in college a long time ago because she's like in her 40s. And I said, oh, you know, age is just a number. And she was like, oh, yeah, I guess. You know, she just didn't get it. And inside I was dying of laughter.
Don't bully.
Dude, it was so funny. It's so funny when they don't get it. It's like it's in at work again. Other colleagues, I said to them, "Oh yeah, but you know, 80% of statistics are wrong." And the same, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're right," and it's like they just didn't pick up on the joke. It's so funny when people are being dumb.
1915 and 16. The concentration camps operated in the heart of the Syrian desert from 1915 to 1916s.
Wow, actually?
Yeah, where a lot of Armenians were genocided.
Oh, the Armenian genocide. Yeah, I see. I've heard of it. I don't really know.
And guess where the Turks are going right now? Back into Syria. It's kind of funny.
Oh God.
Kind of spooky.
Yeah, that whole part of the world it's fine if it burns, right?
Yeah. Well, they're only going back because the U.S. is pulling out some of their troops in that area.
Wow.
So Turkey's like,
cowards.
hey,
They're
that
pulling
area,
out.
let's go in. We can help out. You know, we have a good area.
Amer-
We have a
Ameri-
good record back there.
America should keep it in everywhere.
Good thing Jean-Claude doesn't think that happened. Ooh.
Yeah. That's the Young Turks guy on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. The ones
Yeah,
who said 9/11, or no, he's not the one, but his friend said 9/11 was deserved. I think he's
he's the kind of guy that's like, oh yeah, the ends justify the means. Like, oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, our time's up.
Lots
So
of
we'll talk about
liberals
it
say
next. I
that.
think I already talked
Extreme.
about it on here about how he's like so obsessed with Trump. Trump will do something and he'll like go and make a like a vertical video talking about Trump and post it on his main channel. Like, dude, chill out. It's not a big deal.
Oh, Zeiss posted that video of PragerU, where students had to rate people from worst to best, and there was like Trump, Hitler, Stalin, Obama, and Jesus.
Trump,
And first, like a lot of them just didn't know who Stalin was, which okay, and there was this one retard, like actual retard, who rated Trump as worse than Hitler, and then the guy with her was like, well, Trump didn't kill, like, no, it was the commentator said, well, I mean, Hitler killed 6 million Jews, and the girl was like, what? He did that? Yeah, that's
Extreme.
yeah, that was so
we don't deserve
pathetic.
freedom.
Oh my God, please don't say that. I am begging you. Yes, maybe we don't deserve it, but we still have to have it.
Because once we get so much freedom, people just ask for more tyranny. That's what they're doing now.
Yes.
Some people are too free for their own good. Diva Gremlin.
And that's our time.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. And
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Yes.
Bye-bye.